Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. Have a look at this one. What's caused that, you're thinking? Now, ordinarily you would think, oh, he's poked cotton bud in there. I've put a load of oil in here, as you can see. He's poked cotton bud in there, but that's not the case in this one. The clue will be in the title. TikTok tool gone wrong. So what's happened is this gentleman has come to see me, and he fully admitted that he'd bought what he believed was a earwax removal tool from the internet, I believe on TikTok. There's lots out there, and it had not worked, as it very rarely does, to be honest, and it had made things worse, and it had pushed this plug very deep inside his ear. And as you can see, I'm having to peel it off there as well, because it's smushed it down onto the base of the ear canal, making it very, very difficult to remove. It took a while, this, because of what this tool had done. It's not only pushed it deep, like I said, it's just smeared it all over the ear canal. So in order to get it out, it's really deep in the ear, this, so I'm using the fine end tube. I did have to go to the big one eventually, and you'll see why I had no choice really to do that. But I thought if I lift that flap up there with the fine end tube, it might just go all the way to the bottom there and just lift it up a little bit, and out it pops. Simple as you like, easy as you come, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately. It just broke away a little bit there. Now, these ones are just as difficult as cotton buds to remove. Now, I see a lot of these earwax tools out there on the internet. There is a lot on TikTok, but if you just add search for earwax removal on the internet, aside from finding channels like mine, you will find all kinds of devices and contraptions for doing it yourself. I don't recommend any of them, to be honest with you. As you all know, if you don't know, the ear is supposed to clean itself, as it usually does in most circumstances. But when it doesn't, often people's first port of call is to try and fix something themselves. But these ones are all cashing in on people's desperation. There's no other way of putting it, because they are lethal. I must get asked on a daily, weekly, but sometimes daily basis. My inbox of my business email account is absolutely full with offers to make videos advertising these things. It's always a big fat no, not a chance in hell. Despite some of them offering some extortionate amounts of money to advertise them, it's never going to happen. I've only ever endorsed one, and that was a camera which was just for examining your ear, just for looking inside it, not for removing it. What's that called? That was called a scope around, because that was really handy. It came with a little spatula, so there was no danger of poking anything sharp in the ear. So those are handy, but just for looking inside the ear to see if you've got a problem, or to share pictures with your doctor to ask if they think they have got a problem. But these other things that are out there, my heart sinks sometimes when I see some of them. So I'm going to show you, excuse me, while I persevere with this. It's so tough. It's really been compacted in right in front of the eardrum, and it's why I'm staying with the fine end tube for now. But I just wasn't cutting the mustard. But you'll see that in a bit anyway. So what I'm going to show you above me here, it'll be above me if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook. Maybe it's on TikTok. We're a bit cramped for room on TikTok because of the little rectangular screen. I don't know where I'm going to put it. It might be slightly at the side of me, and it'll be a bit smaller. But you're going to see the bigger images, go and watch it on Facebook or YouTube. So the first one here above me, it's the old infamous earwax corkscrew, as I like to call it. And how the person who designed this thinks this is a good idea, I've got no idea. I have not got a Scooby-Doo. That's a clue. How do you think it's going to work? It's almost definitely going to push it in. And I've seen people who've used all these tools I'm going to show you, and not one of them has worked. It's obviously just made things worse. So yeah, that screw, how that's going to work, I don't know. Yes, it might dig into it, but as you're twisting it and pushing it in, it's just going to push it in further. There's no science in it at all. And it's fairly big as well, and frighteningly, some of these I see the advert I found. These are obviously images from things that are widely available. There are other ones available, should you choose to. My advice would be not to. Just get myself out of a legal minehole there. The one I saw, it said safe for adults and babies. So they're suggesting putting something like this in a baby's ear. It's shocking, it's quite frankly shocking. Right, the next one you're going to see is you'll search for earwax vacuum or Hoover, and this little handheld thing appears. I think they're either battery or USB powered. There's no way they generate enough vacuum power to get something like this out, because when the vacuum power is condensed into a really small tube like you've got in the ear there, it needs quite a big unit to operate it. And the unit I have, which is attached to the end of this via a tube and all that, it's about 2 foot tall and about 1 foot wide, and it's it's nothing like this little boxy thing. How that's going to work, I've no idea. I have seen a lady who punctured her eardrum with one of these, caused herself a very nasty infection. And the last one is these cameras, which are probably the most popular. Look at this array of torture tools that come with this. And again, there's no specular on it. It's actually bigger in the ear than you think as well. The little tips that you put on the end of them to remove these things, it's a lot bigger. I have actually tried to do my own ears with this once. I haven't posted a video of it. I might do in the future, but probably not, because it's just bloody lethal. It's really weird, because you hold the camera, you hold your mobile phone in one hand, and then you cast this little device, and you can see what you're doing on there. But the ones I've tried, it's actually working in reverse. So as I move my that little tool to the left on the camera, it moves to the right. Maybe I was holding things upside down, I've no idea. But I've seen some other reviews of this, and I believe it's like a mirror image. And when I was moving it up, it was going down. It was just absolutely lethal. So please don't use them, would be my advice. As you can see, this gentleman's ear canal now is very red. It's very angry. There's a few bits and bats all over the place. Absolutely no need to persevere anymore. It's been through enough to get all that out. But yeah, please don't buy these. Please don't use them. Go and see a professional. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're not going to use any of those things. If you're considering it, my advice would be don't do it. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.